All right, so let's talk more specifically about the posterior pituitary. So I've already put the little drawing on here of the posterior pituitary. So again, this red part is the anterior pituitary. This is the posterior pituitary. This is hypothalamus. This and post-pit. Okay, so the posterior pituitary secretes two hormones, and those hormones are made in the hypothalamus. So in the hypothalamus, there are two nuclei, and one of them is called the supraoptic nuclei, and the other one is called the paraventricular nuclei. The supraoptic nuclei makes the hormone ADH. ADH is short for antidiuretic hormone. It's also called vasopressin. The paraventricular nuclei or nucleus makes oxytocin. So those two hormones are made by the hypothalamus in these neurons, and they are secreted down the axons of these neurons, and they are stored in the axon terminals, and the axon terminals are located in the posterior pituitary. All right. So again, this area here is called the hypothalamic hypophyseal tract. Which we just talked about. And that's where they travel. So they travel down this tract, the oxytocin and the vasopressin or ADH, and they are stored down here until they are needed. So the hypophysis will be the one to let posterior pituitary know when to secrete these hormones. So ADH is a hormone that is stimulated by, or stimulated to be secreted by an increase in plasma osmolality. It is also stimulated to be secreted when blood pressure is down and when blood volume is down. And what it does is it targets the kidney and the distal tubules, the tubules in the kidney, and it tells those tubules to reabsorb salt and thus reabsorb water. So if blood volume is down, this will bring blood volume up, and basically the reabsorption is that of sodium, and water follows. So, because of osmosis. So, the result then again is reabsorption of sodium and the reabsorption of water, which brings water back into the blood, increasing blood volume, increasing blood pressure. So it is inhibited when blood pressure is up or when blood volume is up, when osmolality is down. So if we have high blood pressure, then the kidneys will dump sodium, water will follow, so it will dump water, and blood volume will go down and pressure will go down. One thing that does inhibit ADH is alcohol. So that sort of, in a way, explains when you overindulge in alcohol, ADH is inhibited, so your blood volume is low as you are excreting sodium and potassium, or excuse me, sodium and water, and you're thirsty and you get dehydrated, and that's why you end up waking up with a big fat headache. All right, oxytocin. Almost forgot about that. So, oxytocin is stimulated by birth, which means basically it's stimulated by the stretch of the cervix during the birth process. It is also stimulated by suckling. What else here? Yeah, suckling, and it has a role in ejaculation. So when baby is suckling, I don't know if that's right. That's not the right. There you go. Suckling. It causes something called letdown, which is basically it's milk letdown in the breasts, and that allows the baby to be able to eat. And then it also has a role in ejaculation. All right, so that's oxytocin and ADH. So the next video we'll talk about the anterior pituitary and the hormones coming out of that.